Hi, and welcome to Dave Barlow Guitar. Ooh. This video is about this guitar again. Hang on, clean it up. This guitar again. I've done some upgrades to it since the last video, and I just wanted to share some stuff with you. Now, you could skip forward to the video, see what's, but that's not going to happen because I'm going to hide some little really cool snippets of great information in this video, so you have to watch the whole thing from start to finish because I'm bad like that, right? So, let's just do a couple of sound things before I get on with it. Let's just do a couple of sound things before I introduce, I go over the background and all that kind of stuff, right? This is clean. Well, it's not clean really. It's kind of my clean. Some of you have already seen it before and seen some of the upgrades I've done on it and know the background of it. But I've done a few more updates on this guitar that I haven't put in a video blog. So I thought I'd let you know about it. Anyway, right? So I thought I'd just do my videos a little bit differently, a bit more kind of vloggy, if that's the right word for it. But yeah, it's just kind of a bit more open and a bit more kind of like freestyle. Not that it wasn't before, I suppose, to a degree. But yeah, just a bit more. I'm hoping to do videos in the future that maybe are live and we can interact. I'm just kind of still thinking about, about that kind of stuff. And whether it'll work or not. Yeah, let me know. Put some comments in the bottom if you think it's worth doing. Because I think it'd be better if people were like interacting. It would be much better if we could interact with each other and sort of ask questions, and I can show you stuff, and we could do things on the fly. That'll be much better than just kind of me just babbling on about stuff. Anyway, so if you've been following this, you already know the background and stuff, but I'm just going to quickly go over the background rather than put a link up in the video there, blah, 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 because it's just simpler this way. Anyway, so basically this was a guitar. It was had a name on it which I didn't recognise. I did look it up. I can't remember the name, sorry for the life of me. I did look it up. They were made in Scotland. They're a really cheap guitar. I think you could buy them for £150. Da-da-da-da. Anyway, one come into my hands. And I paid £30 for it because it was a cheapy guitar. It's really light. You could tell it was a cheapy guitar. Although it played nice, it sounded quite good. So I paid £30 for it. I would have paid more for it, but unfortunately it had loads of scratches in it, where the person that owned it before me probably went on an LSD trip or something. I have no idea, and started scratching in some really weird sort of writing and stuff. Obviously I can't play a guitar like that, and people just think I'm crazy. So I tried to polish it out. That didn't work. So in the end, I just lost my temper and just got a blowtorch to it. I did actually get a blowtorch. So I got a heat gun to it, and I burnt all the paint off the front. And I thought that looks cool, but the back doesn't look cool. So I burnt off all the back, and I thought the back looks cool, but the neck doesn't look cool. So I burnt off the neck and the headstock as well. There you go. So there was reality, and the whole concept of this was I went to see Phillips, and I thought, wouldn't it be great to try and sort of do Phillips on a budget? And that's what it was about. The video was Phillips on the budget, and it was a lot harder to do than I thought, because I want to be true to the sound. Well, as true to the sound as I possibly can be. I still might not be in some people's eyes, but in my eyes is I am. So now I'm down. This guitar is now finished. It's at the point where I'm happy with it. Yes, it's got a humbucker in. He uses a P90. I know that, but he does do humbuckers on his website. This is kind of like a guesstimate of what that would be. So upgrades I've done. Upgrades I've done to this guitar, which is very interesting, right? First things first. Look, like, see this? Like, this is really cool. This is a cutout switch. Now, Phil-X doesn't have a cutout switch, but Phil-X, if he did, it'd be even more awesome, wouldn't he? Anyway, but I put a cutout switch on all my guitars, so I thought I'd put one on there anyway. Now, you'll notice that last time this guitar had a Zebra pickup in it. A Zebra pickup in it. Pickup in it. Yeah. Anyway, so it had a Zebra pickup in it, and that was I was getting really close to the tone. The only downside to that was that I noticed that the Phil-X pickups have a raw nickel cover on it. So what I did was I rummaged through my stock room, which is, well, it's not a stock room really. It's just a little shelf on the corner there, which is about this big by this high, and it's got some pickups on it. And I rummaged around. I was looking for a blues engine, and I found one with a raw nickel cover on it. But I got a few there kicking about, and I was trying to find one with the highest, with nearest to 9K as I possibly could. Obviously, a little bit more would be nice, but 9K is about where I think it should be. Obviously, you can't judge a pickup by the measurement, the ohms measurement. So I'm just saying that for reference. So I've been told off too many times by the pickup guys about that, and you know, I'm not saying because it measures 9 ohms, 9 kilo ohms, that it means it's either more powerful than another one or not. Do you know what? I don't even fucking know what I'm talking about. So anyway, I found a pickup which is about where I want it to be, and the only problem is it's got a cover on it, but I want the cover. So basically what I do is take the cover off, undo the soldering, which I could have done a video on it, but there's loads of videos like that, and take the AlNiCo 4 pickup, the AlNiCo 4 magnet out, and put the AlNiCo 8 magnet in, put the cover back on again, resolder it, and guess I had to repot it as well. So interestingly, I thought, well, I'll repot it anyway. I haven't done some repotting for a long time, and I haven't done it much. But anyway, so I did. So I got my pot out, and then I thought to myself, I don't know what kind of ratio should I use in terms of wax. So I went onto YouTube, and I thought I'll look it up. Well, anyway, YouTube at the moment for me is I'm having to swim through all these Harley Benton videos, like get them out. For some reason, I've got everybody at Harley talking about Harley Benton guitars, and they're doing, like, you know, Harley Benton compared with a Gibson, or Harley Benton compared with this, and all this kind of stuff, and how great they are, which I'm sure they are. I haven't tried one. I got a couple of mates who have, and they say they're great. They're great guitars, but why have I got so many Harley Benton videos in my feeds? I have no idea. I mean, I haven't even searched Harley Benton or anything, so I have no clue about that. Anyway, so I got to the video about, you know, wax potting. There's loads of wax potting videos, various people, some kind of DIY type people, some, you know, professional people doing it, and they all kind of do it in the same way, but they all have their own little ways of doing it. And it's kind of like this kind of like argument online about, you know, what paraffin and beeswax and what. But so I just went, stuff it. I've given up with that. Just forget all that. I'm just going to get some of that, bung it in a pot. And if it smells nice, looks good, then it's going to be good, right? So I stuck it all in a pot, got me pickup, stuck that in there when it got to temperature, put it in there for 15 minutes, pulled it out, stuck it in the guitar, played it, and it sounded rubbish. I broke the pickup. So I took the pickup out again, pulled it apart, had a look at it, found that I busted the wire when I put the magnet in. So I put the wire back, I resoldered the wire, put it all back together again, repotted it, put it back in the guitar, and worked great. So I did lose something in the potting process. I don't know what it is, but it sounds okay. It's like the difference. I think it's the difference between a pickup with a cover on it and a pickup without a cover. This is a raw nickel pickup, and my belief and my experience is they don't change the tone, but they do pull the pickup away from the strings more. You don't have you know, so you'll find that when I've got a covered pickup, I have it nearer to the strings than I would do an uncovered pickup. Have a look at them yourself and you'll see what I mean. You'll see that yes, the pole pieces, the adjustable pole pieces stick up a little bit more, but the rest of the pickup is a lot lower. So, interesting snippet of information? I don't know. Maybe you can put some comments and tell me, because I don't know. But all I know is this sounds different to an uncovered pickup. And in this case, I preferred the covered pickup in this case. There you go. So, it's raw nickel. So, I put a raw nickel in. Guess what happened? The bridge and a stop tail piece were bright chrome, and it looked stupid. So, basically, I took these off, and I got some Scotch Brite, which is kind of like this green stuff, which is abrasive material. In the UK, we use it for washing up, and in the USA, they use it as an abrasive material for, I don't know, wood and metal and stuff, as far as I'm aware, and fixing guitars with, from what I can see on YouTube anyway. So I did that. So I kind of made it like, you know, sort of, I don't know, like brushed aluminium kind of look to it. You just rub it a bit. I don't use sandpaper or anything. That'll be way too abrasive. So I did that, which was really cool. The other cool thing is that I was playing it because I thought, oh, this is great. I love this guitar. It's brilliant. I love it, the way it sounds. I love the way it feels. Now, the problem is, unfortunately for me, is that I noticed that the more I played it, the frets were bugging me, starting to really bug me. And I was fiddly farting around with it, and I realised that I really need to do something with the frets, because they're all sorts of different heights, and it was getting worse and worse, and I don't know why that was. But I'll come back to that. Probably to do with putting heat on the net. Anyway, so I thought, oh, I'll put some stainless steel frets on, because I'm really well known for that. But I didn't do a video about it because I've already done a video about it. Now, I could put a link in one of these corners here, wherever it goes. But I'm not going to do that because I don't want you to watch that. I want you to watch this, right? Watch that later. Right. Anyway, so I went to a company, I've got them down here, called Tone Tech Luthier Supplies, which are in the UK. I'm sure there's plenty of luthier supplies in the US and Europe and wherever you're watching this. And I bought an interesting pack of frets. I got some left over. This is made by Symptoms. Now, these frets aren't like normal frets. Normal frets, apparently, I read, I mean, I could be wrong, but have 18% nickel in. These have got like loads more, like 25% nickel or something like that. I'd have to look it up to be sure, because, you know, I just look at it and go, yeah, that's for me, and I forget all about it. But anyway, so I bought some of these, and I basically refretted this guitar, and now it just plays like butter, right? So and these are harder than normal frets, but not quite as hard to work with stainless steel frets. And I love stainless steel frets, and I now love these more, because these are really hard, like stainless steel, but they're just a lot easier to work with. Obviously, they're not going to last as long as stainless steel, but I reckon, from what I've read, they're going to last more than double the time of what a normal nickel fret will. So, really pleased about that. So that's what I did with that. So, snippet of information, interesting snippet of information. I'll tell you what I'll do, because you didn't fast forward or jump around on a video. I'm going to give you, where I find my glasses. Have you seen me in glasses yet? Okay, this is Dave. This is Nordic Dave. Right. So the code for this Symptoms is E280140, which is the size, and then AH. That's the code for that. Yeah, E280140 AH. Actually, it's got an F in it, but I'm just going to put that up there. So if you want to just take a screenshot of that, you can. So yeah, that's that. So what else? So what else did we do to this guitar? Right, so you'll notice, or you may not notice, is that the old nut is still there. Because the old nut was so high, and I was going to make it lower, but I didn't in the end because I changed the frets. Because this nut was so high, I didn't have to change the height. And I thought, when I put these frets in, it's going to be touch and go. And it was pretty much touch and go. And this is the lowest I've ever had a nut. And it's just perfect. Obviously, in 6 months' time, I'll probably have to change it because it'll just won't be perfect because it'll probably wear out. It's only a plastic nut. It doesn't sound that bad. It doesn't, to me, it doesn't anyway. It doesn't stop the guitar. The guitar stays in tune, which I'll come to a little bit more in a second. The guitar stays in tune, so, you know, if it's not broken, why fix it? It's a plastic nut, I know, but I don't hear the difference between a plastic nut and a normal nut. To me. Anyway, so, nuts okay. So what else did I do? Yes! Here's the interesting thing, is on the end of this guitar, on the headstock, you will see some machine heads. These are Klusons. Now, this guitar didn't come with Klusons. It come with an unnamed brand of tuners, which were pretty okay, actually. And they'd had a few knocks and dints on them, but they were pretty much okay. Although the guitar, under heavy use, was going out of tune, I thought it was the nut, and I've come to realise it's not the nut. It wasn't the nut because I've tested it out. It's the tuners. But anyway, let's go back to the tuners. So these tuners are from my Les Paul 1960 reissue guitar, which I took off ages ago and replaced them with some Grovers, which were rubbish Grovers, unfortunately, which then got changed for something else. Which are working quite fine. But anyway, so I got these from my Les Paul. And here's the interesting thing. So I thought, well, do you know this guitar? These guitars are well known. They won't tell you this when they review them, right? When it review them, the guitar just goes... They are headstock heavy. And they will just go like this, right? Now, you'll notice on this guitar that I've got my strap button. I changed the strap button position to there. Phil X has his strap button just behind it, just here, like the Harley Benton DCs. And a normal Gibson has a strap button just there. Now, in the case of this guitar, if I put the strap button just there, actually it doesn't make any difference to this guitar because of the way it's weighted. So I've put it on the end there, and that works fine for me, and it seems to be holding great. And that's perfect place for me, and it keeps the strap out of the way of where you're playing. Okay, now just so you know, this is a leather strap, so it does help with the guitar moving around. And I always use this make of leather straps, which I'll come to in another video because guitar straps are important. But anyway, it's another video. So these, I weighed these, and I weighed the original machine heads that came with this guitar, and I also weighed the Grovers because I was contemplating putting them on. Even though they work great, they're just a bit notchy. And these were way lighter. These are way lighter than the Grovers and the original machine heads that come with this guitar. So it makes sense to put these on because it makes the headstock lighter. Other thing, right, which was interesting, is that the holes were too big, so that created a problem. Now I went online, and you can buy collets which go in the end there. I don't know what the proper name for them. I just call them collets. They go in the end there, which are oversized, so we can use these. So I've downgraded. I could have done a video about downgrading tuners, but people only do videos about upgrading tuners, and I thought, well, nobody would probably want to hear a video about downgrading tuners, so I thought, well, I won't bother. Because back at the end of the day, you can get these collets for about £5 or £6 or dollars, whatever your currency is, and you just put them in the holes and it fits. That's great. So I downgraded to Klusons on this guitar, but it's an upgrade. So I got an upgrade by downgrading it. Yeah, work that out. So like a double. That's not double negative. Anyway, so that's where we're at with this guitar. And the great thing is, when I tot all the money I spent, because this is a parts guitar. So it is a parts guitar. I made it from parts. I mean, obviously, I bought the frets. The frets cost me 20 quid, or $20, whatever you want to call it. I bought the AlNiCo 8 magnet, which is £8, so that's 28. What else did I buy? I bought the collets, which is they're about £5 or £6. They were £6. Yeah, about £6. So it's not. No, so tops. £35 I spent, because I did put another cap, a different cap in the tone pot, because the other cap, I don't know, there's something not right with it. The switch cost a couple of quid, but I already had that, so I don't know but anyway, 60 quid. So all in all, I bought this guitar and I've upgraded it, and if you don't put my time into consideration, it's £60. So this guitar is worth £60 to me, and it plays like a pro instrument. It plays like a pro instrument. The fretwork is absolutely fantastic, might I say, even though I did it myself. Anybody who knows me, I use an amp 1. Is that working? Yeah, I use an amp 1, and it's just set to my basic rock tone. Basically, bass is on 5, middle's on 5, treble's on 5, gain is on 5, the master's on 5. It's just everything's on 5 apart from the main level, which is, I think it's on 3. Not that makes any difference. It just makes it louder or not so loud. There's no reverb on that. I've got reverb on the desk. Incidentally, I don't have an audio interface. Right? I don't have an audio interface because I'm broke. I can't buy one. My old one broke, and I don't have any money because I'm a broke musician. Hence, this guitar, my kind of Phil X tribute guitar, for £60. So I'm using the band's mixing desk, which has an audio interface built in. I didn't know that. I read up the instructions, and boom, there it is. Got an audio interface built into it. So I'm using that. So yeah, everything you see is pretty much on a budget. The only thing, obviously, I'm coming out of the blue guitar amp, and I'm going into a blue guitar box, which I bought last year on eBay second hand for about 100 quid, and it's just got all these different cabinet sounds, speaker cabinet sounds, which they all sound great. You can get anything from like a classic old AC/DC kind of speaker amp sound to a jazzy sound, and anything, any sound you want. But if you're like me, like someone says, "Oh, IR," and you go, "Oh, what does that mean? Internet relations." What the fuck does that mean? I don't know all this stuff. I'm a kind of plug into an amp guy, turn the knobs up to where it sounds good, and then I play. You know, because I don't do recordings and stuff like that. And what you're hearing on YouTube, and what I'm playing is I haven't got a clue what I'm doing. I got an amp. It's going into the blue box, then it's going into a mixing desk, then it's going into a computer using Audacity, which is a free software. I have no idea. All I know is that you get a certain level. If it's too high, it just goes, and if it's too low, it just goes. So that's all I know. I don't know anything more than that. That's it. So yeah, I don't own a professional studio or anything like that. Although my son's a studio geek, and he's still working on his studio. So hopefully, when he's done that, maybe we can go in there and geek out a bit and learn some stuff. Anyway, but let's get back to this video. This video is, I want to thank you for bearing with me and just listening to my drivel for the last 20 or 30 minutes, however long this video is. I haven't got a clue because I haven't edited it yet, which is another thing I'm crap at. But anyway, I want to thank you very much for bearing with me and, watching my new kind of vlog thing, because, that's kind of where I'm at with this. If you want to see more guitars, like this, making guitars like this and some more ideas, feel free to, put some comments in the bottom. Tell me what you think. Tell me what I should be doing. Tell me what I shouldn't be doing. I don't mind. Tell me to go away and die somewhere. Somebody did that, actually. Somebody sent me a comment and said that I should get myself like a sharp knife or something and just basically slit my wrists, which is pretty sad, really. So don't send me stuff like that. So, nice comments, please, in the bottom. Like the video, share it. No, don't share it, because I wouldn't share this, because I'd be embarrassed. Anyway, so do all that kind of stuff. Like it, share it, comments. Comments is the most important. Comments is the most important thing. Put some comments in. Tell me what you want me to do. Tell me if you want me to do this live. Tell me if you want more guitar playing. Tell me if you want more this guitars, making guitars. Tell me what you want. Tell me what you want to do. I'll have a crack at doing it. And until then, I will catch you later.